Ooh, okay, I think it's working. The cat is everywhere. Okay, so I was going to answer some questions on the comments, and somebody has written, I'm just looking back. You remember I put on that community tab that I'd answer some questions? This might be helpful, mightn't it? All right, so I'm looking back on the community tab. You think I'd be better organized for doing this, wouldn't you? But I'm not, because I only even know I'm going to do this live thing about 30 seconds before I decide to do it. So you're just going to have to bear with me. All right, I'm not a professional YouTuber. So this person has written, I've been weight restored, not restricting, and not over-exercising for almost a year. How come I still don't have my period back? Well, I've been highlighting my hair for probably 20 years. How come it's not blonde naturally? I don't know. Like, who knows? Like, nobody knows the answer to this question other than your body. And it's fine, because nobody else needs to know the answer to this question other than your body. Your body will get its period back when it decides that it needs to get its period back. And my hair is never going to naturally be highlighted. I've come to terms with that. But when I hadn't had a period for a very long time, ever, actually, I didn't trust that my body knew how to do that. And it was always like, well, maybe I need to eat more kale, or maybe I need to, someone, this yoga person once told me that I had to ingest things like beetroot juice, because that would somehow, the redness would inspire my body or remind my body that it should be having a period. She should have just told me to gain some fucking weight, but no. Like, my body actually, it's just confused. It just doesn't know that it's supposed to have a menstrual cycle. So if I eat and drink red things, then that's going to remind it. Well, so anyway, long story short, I gained weight and eventually my period came back, and your period will come back. I do trust that. I think our bodies are incredible things, and the vast majority of us, our menstrual cycle will come back. However, you're just going to have to be patient. And the thing that I always say, weight restored according to whom? Because you say that you're weight restored, and maybe your doctor says that you're weight restored, maybe a dietitian says that you're weight restored, maybe all these people say you're weight restored. Your body might not think that you're weight restored, and your opinion means shit, and your doctor's opinion means shit. If your body gets to decide when you're weight restored. So if I were you, I'd just think about that. Like, how do I know I'm weight restored? Maybe I'm not weight restored, actually. Maybe that's why my period hasn't come back. But anyway, okay. So, all right. So Ange K says, I've never heard you speak about extreme exhaustion and fatigue in recovery. I mean, you're into recovery and it's still so bad. Is this normal? It really can be. I think I've talked about, maybe it's just, I've written about it a lot, extreme exhaustion. I think there's a whole chapter in my book, or at least a section in my book about that. It's a thing. And like most things with recovery, like a lot of us get all the same sort of things, but then some people get more than others. Like most of us get extreme hunger. Some people don't really get extreme hunger. That's really, really the minority. I think most of us get extreme hunger. Some people get extreme hunger, and it goes on for a really, really long time. Most people get fatigue. Some people get extreme fatigue. There's this, you just got to deal with what you've got rather than worry about whether it's normal or not. Because when you've put your body through a prolonged state of malnutrition, there's not much that's normal. And recovery isn't about being normal. Recovery is about being present and being like, this is what's happening today. And what's happening today is I'm knackered. And if my body is communicating to me knackeredness, then my job is to listen, not judge, and not say, body, you've been tired for a whole fucking year now. Time to cut it out. Your job is to go, body says tired, therefore I have to do rest. What else can you do, right? Your body isn't communicating that it's tired just for shits and giggles. It's just it's not getting anything out of doing that. It's communicating that because it's the truth. And once something is the truth, it doesn't matter what our opinion is of the truth. You can really hate the truth. You can hate the fact that you're tired. You can hate the fact that you're hungry. It's still truth. And you still got to do what the boss says to do, because you can't fight your body. It does know best because it is itself. But normal, yes-ish. Don't worry about whether it's normal or not. It's happening to you, so that's what you need to pay attention to. Okay. All right. What is my email? I'm not telling you. It's quite easy to find. It's on my website. I'm severely underweight and having my period for almost 9 months straight, and I've only been in recovery for a week, and my period actually started today. I'm so shocked but happy too. So that's actually, I'm glad that came up now, because like I was talking about, it's just different for everyone. There's their spectrum. There's some on the other end. I have frequently known people that are low weight and they have not even lost their period. Boggles the mind, doesn't it? And I've also known people that their period has come back relatively quickly, and that can be trouble as well, because then you've only been in recovery like half a day and your period comes back and you're like, well, I must be weight restored already. No, probably not. So you can't, like, all of the period, if you've lost your period and it returns, just see that it's like a little signpost on the path that you're on saying you're going the right way for once. It's nothing more than that. It's not the end goal. It is not the white line. There isn't one, actually, but it is not that. It is not you are done. It is you are in the right direction. Well, I'm supposed to be answering the questions on the community tab, and I'm getting distracted. I'm going to do one more off the community tab. Never mind what I want to ask. Please answer Felix Parker's questions. Felix Parker, I have a question. Okay, I'm a 70-year-old boy, had anorexia, 11 to 17-year-old. I have a question. Can I grow taller? My height is 170, and I don't have any signs of man puberty like growing hair, male voice. Like 14 more, so I've got the voice of a 14-year-old boy. So the second question is how to stop OCD components such as running on the stairs. I do it before and after meals. I'm allowed to eat more calories if I do it. My anorexia says it's stupid. I know it's stupid. I try to forget about it. If I don't exercise at all, will my body gain muscle without exercise? Does extreme hunger ever stop, and how long will it last? Depends from person to person. And nobody else should read that other bit. All right. So I actually might remove that. All right. So your first question. Yes. You know, the body is an amazing thing. You can go taller. You can grow taller, but you've got to get on with it, dude. You're 17 years old and you've been doing this since you were 11. You have like your growth stuff. You've got to get on with it. Like, you have to start eating. If you really want, you have got to get into recovery, because from what I'm reading right now, Felix, you are not in recovery. You're still compulsively exercising. I don't care what you say. Oh, no, I'm eating more. No, you're not in recovery. If you're still compulsively exercising, you are not in recovery, because compulsive movement is an eating disorder behavior. It's the same as restriction. And so if you are restricting, if you're compulsively moving, if you're purging, if you're doing any of that shit, do not consider yourself to be in recovery, because you're not. Recovery is about not doing that shit. And I get really stressed out with ones like, oh, don't be too hard on yourself in recovery. Take it one step at a time. Still restrict loads and compulsively exercise loads. And you know what you're doing when you tell someone that? You are wasting their life when you tell someone that. Life is too short to not be in recovery. Life is too short to think that recovery is eating half a calorie more each mealtime. It isn't. Recovery is stopping the eating disorder behaviors and just going for it and making it happen. And it will happen quickly, and then you can get on with your life. And I really want you to do that, Felix. So first of all, you have got to get in recovery. You're not in recovery right now. You've got to get in recovery. And if you go into recovery, this question, how to stop this OCD component, such as running on the stairs, you have got to draw a line, Felix. No more running on the stairs. I don't care what your brain tells you about it. I don't care how much you want to do it. I don't care. You cannot be running up and down the stairs before each meal and be in recovery. Let's just make that crystal clear. If you run up and down the stairs, you are not in recovery. And if you are not in recovery, you won't get better. Okay? So I don't care how you work out how to stop running up those stairs. It's just got to stop. And if you are determined to stop, you will work out how to stop it, because there's one thing that people with eating disorders have so much of. We've got it like in droves. It's willpower. And if you decide that's it, I am not doing compulsive movement anymore, you won't do it anymore. That's what I did. All right. So question number 3, if I don't exercise at all, will my body gain muscle without exercise? Like, give your body some credit. It knows how to be a body. It knows how to be healthy. How do you think your body knows how do you think anybody gained muscle before gyms existed? Felix, come on. Stop. You do not need to micromanage this thing. It has got this. It has got being a body. It knows how to be a body. It does not need you to tell it how to gain muscle. It doesn't need you to exercise so it gains the correct ratios. It's got this. It will do all of that for you. Do you know what it needs you to do? It needs you to stop compulsively moving, and it needs you to eat more food. So don't even start with, oh, I want to be healthy and gain muscle. Don't even start with that if you're not eating enough food. Don't even pretend that you are trying to be healthy, because you are not. You are starving your body, and that is like 101 in how to be healthy is do not starve your body. So let's get like the base stuff in order first before we start worrying about muscle tone and pretending that this is about health, because it's not to do about health and everything to do about fear and compulsion. Okay. 4, does extreme hunger ever stop? And how long does it last? It depends on person to person. Bingo. Depends on person to person. Yes, it stops. So think about it from your body's point of view. Like, it is not optimal for your body to just be making you have extreme hunger forever. Like, that doesn't serve your body. For your body to be making you have extreme hunger, your body's doing that because it's desperate. And so when your body stops being desperate, it will stop taking desperate action, because that's what extreme hunger is. Think about it from your body's point of view. It's got this digestive system. Like, it's not comfortable to have piles of food going in the whole time. That's work for your body. It's putting pressure on your system, actually. But you know why your body is doing that? It's because desperate times call for desperate measure. And your body is like, holy fuck, I need food right now. And so your body is trying to communicate to you. It's like, human, eat food. And that's what extreme hunger is. Now, when your body is not desperate and in energy deficit, it doesn't need to put that workload on itself. It's going to take its foot off the gas, and it will just keep enough food coming in and tell you to eat that food so that it can have a bit of an easier life. So think about it from your body's point of view. Your body isn't stupid. It doesn't want to make itself work harder than it has to. It is desperate for food, and that's why extreme hunger is happening. When it stops being desperate for food, extreme hunger will stop happening. Felix, got to get into recovery. You really do, okay? Like, you're 17, just think you could get your body back to health. I mean, actual health, not like the Instagram health, which thinks health is working out in the gym, which is not. You could get your body back to health. You could get on with your life. Your 20s could be awesome. You could just be out there having fun and being 20. Unlike me, who spent my 20s in the gym being sick. And not, when I say sick, I mean sick. Like, my friends were out having fun and I'm in the gym. I was at university and I'm in the gym at 5 a.m. University student. That's fucked up. I didn't have any fun in my 20s. And, well, the last years were better, but early 20s, fucked up. Okay? So don't do what I did, please. Like, if there's anything I ever want to do with any of the work that I do, it's because I don't want other people to have a fucked up life like I did for such a long time. So Felix, please get in recovery. And remember, if you are in recovery, you cannot do disordered behaviors. And that includes the compulsive movement. I cannot stress that enough, because the amount of people that waste their life saying, I'm in recovery, but they're still doing disordered compulsive movement, and they're not actually moving forward at all, and they're not getting better. That is sad, and it's a trap. If you're in recovery, you are getting it done. Please get it done. All right. Okay, sorry, it took so long to get on. I was told by my therapist that I shouldn't listen to extreme hunger because you'll develop bulimia and you eat to normally. Don't even get me fucking started. There is nothing normal. Like it's like therapists, I want to slap them all. Like, think about, like, I've just been through this. Think about it from the body's point of view. It is not ideal to be having your human just eating all this food, and so you've got to work out how to not ideal. Your body's doing that because it's desperate. Our bodies aren't stupid. So let's not be that, oh, the reason you'll develop bulimia is because you'll eat a load and then your eating disorder will get to you and you go like, I'm going to freak out about weight gain so I make myself throw up. That's nothing to do with your body. Your body's doing the right thing by trying to get you to eat. Your eating disorder, you are listening to eating disorder. That's what makes you put your fingers down your throat and throw up. So let's not put that on the body. Let's not put that on extreme hunger. Let's put that on you listening to your eating disorder. So let's go through this again. If you're in recovery, you don't do any disordered behaviors. And I think that throwing up, purging counts as a disordered behavior. Wouldn't you agree? So if you're in recovery and you're like, I'm committed to recovery, going to eat what my body asks me to eat, you can't go then throw it up. That's not recovery. So again, you've got to come back to recovery or not. Am I doing this or not? And if I am, I'm just going to listen to my body. I'm going to eat. I'm not going to do anything fucked up like throw up. Because like you have to agree to bulimia. It's like there is a thought process and there's intent there, and I know it's all fear-based. I know it comes from that fear of weight gain. But if you're in recovery, you have already decided not to listen to your eating disorder brain or anything that's to do with fear of weight gain, haven't you? So always going back to in recovery or not. Okay. I know I need to gain weight, but inside my head is scared to gain weight. Why? Because, okay, let's try and explain this succinctly. Fear of weight gain is like a belief system, a fear-based belief system. Belief systems are a brainstem area, and logical thinking is this area of the brain. So it's a bit like, I know that most spiders can't kill me, but I'm still scared of spiders. Kind of like big ones, at least. I'm pretty scared of spiders. Anyway, but I know logically, like this part of my brain is like, that spider's not going to hurt you, you idiot. And then this part of my brain is like, ah! So when I was very underweight, this part of my brain was like, you look like shit. You need to gain weight. And this part of my brain was like, oh, you're not going to eat that cake. So this is what we're dealing with. And the problem is that brainstem area doesn't really talk to the logical part. That's by design. Fear is supposed to override. Like if we're scared of something, that fear reaction is supposed to keep us safe by overriding and not like letting us think. That's the fight or flight reaction. And so the problem that we have in recovery is that we're dealing with this part of our brain. Most of us are not dealing with this part of our brain. Like logically, we're like, yeah, it's food. And yes, I should eat it. And yes, I know I need to gain weight. Thanks, Mum. But it's not logical, is it? Because it's coming from here. And so that's the answer to that question. That doesn't mean that you can't override it. You can. You just have to understand like, oh, that fear isn't logical. I still have to override it, but I can't think my way out of it. I have to action my way out of it. And that's the same as when I'm like, I'm going to touch the spider. I'm going to do it. 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 Touch it. Same thing. All right. I'm not going to answer any more of these because that's a lot. That's a lot. And it's like 5:30 and I need to go and have a glass of wine. Bye.